Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes. We got another reaction today. But before we get into it, you know, I need you to do your duties. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications, hit that like button. And as we go along, drop comments, whether you agree or disagree, so we can have a conversation, because we got to crack these codes, man. We doing a reaction video, heading back over to Danica Dope Discussions, one of my favorite female content creators. Only done one reaction on her content, but I plan to do plenty more. But she's a great creator. We finna head over and talk on the subject of the reason why men are done out here. So we gonna check it out and see what she got to say. I haven't watched any of it, so it's gonna be purely authentic reaction today, and we're gonna get right into it. Y'all know I'm not about wasting no time. Yes, Lord, let's go.
I'm not gonna lie. This woman in this video that I'm getting ready to share with y'all today, she snapped. Okay, she went off. And what I am so proud that I am starting to see more and more of lately is the fact that a lot of women are becoming fed up with the mistreatment, with the hypocrisy, the double standards, so on and so forth, that a lot of the women out there display, right? Because now they are understanding that they too are going to be held responsible, or they too will have to suffer the consequences of a lot of these women's actions. And so now they're trying to separate themselves, call out the poor behavior, so that, again, we can fix the problems and hopefully get men to come back to the table, because that is a huge elephant in the room that needs to be addressed.
Ooh, okay. So I get what she's saying. So what she's saying is there's essentially about to be a war amongst the sisterhood of women, between the pick-me's and the fight for our liberations, right? So the women out here that want to be able to do what they want, you know, act like a man, think like a man too, and then be a woman when they feel like it, or if they feel like it at all. And, you know, a man got to succumb to, you know, all that, right? So you got them, and then you got the so-called pick-me's, which is the women who either are wives or will be, right? Unless they become a pick-me at a poor time. But that's a different discussion for another day. Maybe we'll get into it further depending on what Danica say. But yeah, so she's saying there's going to be a war amongst the sisterhood. I'm interested to see what that's going to look like. You know, I'm sure it'll be happening and playing itself out on all the social media platforms. But I could see it brewing. I see where she coming from. I could smoke a bag of what she talking about. Let's continue.
And y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. But I got to say this. More and more women are starting to see that men have walked away. Men are done. Men are flourishing alone. Okay? We had countless videos and dope discussions depicting just that, right? And so with more and more women seeing the climate, seeing what's going on, they're like, okay, something has got to be changed. Something has got to give and be fixed, because I'm suffering, right? When the men are walking away, they're not just walking away from the bad apples. They're walking away from all women. A lot of the men are under the impression of, look, if the bulk of women are acting like this, thinking like this, living like this, then yeah, it must be an instance of all of them living like this, being like.
No, I disagree with that. I don't think we rationalize in that way. Danica, it's not a situation where we look at it like the bulk of them are looking like this, doing like this, and living like this. So it's kind of like it's all of them. We don't rationalize that way. I'm with you on half of it, though. We do understand that we are in a time and space where the wives are the minority, right? Women who are fit to be picked as wives and be wives that a man will be proud to have walking down the aisle with. You know, her past included. Yeah, let's have the hard conversations today, right? So those women are, you know, the slim pickings. They are the minority. So oftentimes, as single men who are trying to be intentional, after they've played around in the market for a while to no avail, they start feeling like the juice ain't worth the squeeze, going through and filtering out all of, you know, what they're going to have to filter out to finally find one. You don't know how many years down they're going to be, thousands of dollars down they're going to be, and more importantly, days and hours of time that they can't get back, because you can go get you some more money. But a lot of men looking at it like the juice ain't worth the squeeze. I got to tell you the truth. Let's roll.
So a lot of the men are saying, I don't feel like trying to determine if she's a good apple or a bad apple. I'll just stay to myself and flourish. I don't have time to sit there and try to weed through. And the women who are doing what they need to do, they are the ones that are also being left behind. And with them being left behind, they are also in this mode of, okay, I have to kick this into full gear because I'm tired of being by myself. I need love. I need protection. I need affection. And in my female's nature, right? I'm supposed to be fulfilled by a man. And I know ladies hate to hear that. They make it seem like you're just this codependent, weak, noodle bag, just pick me, male identified type of chick, right? But let's be clear, you all, in our nature as women, something kicks in to where we do yearn for that. We yearn for that connection from a man, right? And when we don't have that, we don't feel fulfilled. There's a void there, period. I don't care what y'all are talking about, all right? And so a lot of the women are like, look, we got to do something different. And this lady here, she's tired of y'all nonsense because she is seeing the writing on the wall.
Okay, so before she get into the video of this young lady here, I want to say that the realizations and the harsh realizations that Danica is able to discuss and come to so freely is because she's a woman who understands. And that's also why she's a woman who is married. She's a married woman. She sounds like a married woman. I say it every chance I get. I'm going to say it again. Married women and women who are fit to be wives, whether they're married or not, they're fit to be wives. They speak a completely different language than women who will be chronically single and chronically dating. Let's roll.
Men are walking away and men are turning their backs. And as long as y'all keep on acting like this, it's going to be no hope for her too. So she's calling this out. And so I want to play this for you all because I'm going to be real. This took me out. I was like, damn, she really went off like that? Yeah, she really went off like that. And there was a lot of men in the comments that I'm going to be sharing with y'all as well that co-signed this. Okay. But y'all like the video, share the video and subscribe. And let's get into what this woman had to say. And be warned, she used some very, let's say, provocative language, colorful language. So just be warned about that. Okay, let's get into it.
Ladies, y'all not gonna like me for this one, but y'all know I don't give a fuck. But anyway, whenever y'all meet these fucking men, y'all be quick to say, I need my light bill paid. I need my water bill paid. Bitch, you think them men won't hear that meeting y'all 5 minutes later, bitch, y'all talk about a bill? That's why they be coming at you and they be saying, you gonna let me fuck? You gonna suck this dick? Cause what the fuck, what y'all doing? Y'all want to sell some pussy? These men don't have to pay y'all.
Well, yes, that's exactly what they're doing. If I met you just a few minutes ago and you're already trying to covertly solicit me for funds and resources, then I believe this is a transactional relationship we're setting up here. And with my funds and resources in return, I'd like some of that. What? I'm speaking for the manhood, not for myself. Let's roll.
Bills, y'all is insane. These men don't have to do that. I could say a relationship, but y'all just be one of these men that just trick. Bitch, you got your own bag. You got your own money to pay your bills.
Yeah, like that. She said
there was a lot, but where did she lie at though?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I got one question. Where was the lie? I couldn't find it, but and I hate to go here with the conversation, but she brought it up first. Okay, she brought it up first, so it's only right that I get back into it. And again, y'all get the likes up. Okay, she says something along the lines of, as soon as a lot of women are meeting these men, which indicates that these men are strangers to them. But upon meeting these men, the first thing that is coming out of a lot of these women's mouths are, can you pay my bills? No Destiny Child. Okay. But that's what it's given. It's like, y'all are not even giving the relationship any time to build. Y'all are not really trying to get to know these men, connect with these men. It's like, look, I only need you for your monetary value and assistance.
Let me say something real quick. The conversation about a woman wanting a man, I don't care if we've been dating already and we like each other and we've decided to go together. When we start being a exclusive couple together, right? But you still got your spot and I got my spot, be clear about something. I'm not paying shit. I will pay a woman's bills when her bills become our bills. Did that make sense to y'all? So when we start cohabitating, the bills for the roof over our head, them our bills. I pay our bills. I'm not paying my bills and your bills. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Off principle, not finance, off principle. What I look like. I'm not funding you to live over there. You could still have something sliding through there when I ain't over there. And I'm paying for that. Nigga Jordan's on the same mat as mine. Crazy as hell. Nah, call it what you want. Oh, no, I'm not doing it. It doesn't make any sense. None of your OGs will tell you that's a good idea. It don't make no type of financial sense. It just don't make sense. I would never do that. I would never be paying a woman's bills and we don't live together. That's not, I'll pay for her water when we got the same water. I'll pay for her electricity when we got the same electricity. That's how that works. If I'm already a man and I'm already standing on my own too, and then we decide to cohabitate, I'll take care of what's going on up in here where we live. I'm not paying my bill separate and your bill separate. You stupid as hell. And you go and we don't even have ain't no ring, ain't no legitimacy to this or nothing. You could break over me tomorrow and I'm 6-8 months in on paying your bills. Man, listen, man, that's enough. That's enough to make some dudes crash out. There's some dudes that'll crash out behind that paper. I ain't necessarily one of them, but I also wouldn't be the goofy that was paying that much bread to a female that I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no ties to. There's nothing to legitimize. I'm just dumping money. You know how much crypto you could have bought with that? You know how many long-term stock investments you could have made with that? Let's say her rent 15, 16, 2,000. You paying that a month and your bills? You know what you could have been doing to put that up to make that grow, son? And you just drop, and she could just break up with you off whatever. You can't sue her or nothing to get that. Man, you crazy as hell.
Anything outside of that, you can keep. And where I want to go with that is, pretty much what she said, alluding to a lot of that shit being prostitution. You know what I mean? Like, those same women who would come out the gate like, can you pay my bills? Would be the same women that become very triggered, very offended when a man says, can you suck it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to treat him like a John or like a trick, don't be upset when these men in return treat you like gold. And that is something that needs to be explored and highlighted. A lot of the women, y'all come off very aggressive, very needy, very broke, very poor, very prostitution. And then when men are rejecting you or men are objectifying you, now you're up in arms. Now these men are toxic. Now they're narcissistic and all these other words that y'all love to use. When in all actuality, it's you. A lot of the women today, I got to be honest about this. And again, y'all get the likes up. A lot of the women today are bringing towards them the very energy that they dish out. Are there exceptions? Yes. But for the most part, from what we can see, the men are only acting accordingly. They're only responding to what a lot of you are dishing out to them.
Yeah, you got to realize too, it's in complete alignment with the numbers for the fatherless households too. You got a lot of men, myself included, and I have my father around, but myself included, a lot of what I learned about like how to go about trying to date a girl the first time and all that, a lot of that I learned initially from my mother until I started speaking to men about it. That's when I started getting a more realistic understanding of what my approach and what my mindset should be on what at that time girls, but eventually women, what their nature is. A lot of women aren't going to teach their boys about the nature of women. they'll tell them to go be this gentleman dude, this Prince Charming motherfucker that they never ran into, or maybe that they ran into and fumbled up. You feel me? Because they thought the streets was better. You never know. But a lot of times when you got a populace of men, such a large quantity of men out here who got a lot of their understanding from women about women, you know, they're gonna have to go learn a lot of shit through experience, unfortunately, right? And that experience is gonna come at the expense of some young ladies, you know, getting their hearts broken, or, you know, whatever the case may be. They may end up being the ones that break the young boy heart, because he innocent, naive, thinking, you know, these girls are warm and soft and, you know, loving, and he gonna be with that first girlfriend forever, and then it hit him over the head. You know what I mean? The reality of this shit hit him over the head. But nevertheless, that's all I got. Let's roll.
And then when they respond accordingly, now all of a sudden they're jerks.
That's what I was gonna say. Because a lot of men learn from women first about women, they go into it trying to appease the woman, satisfy the woman, and acquiesce to what it is that she's looking for. That's why a lot of times you'll hear women say, I want a man to lead and just plan the first date. Whereas a lot of men take the approach of saying, well, what are some things that you like to do so I can plan around some of the things you like to do? He's taking the approach of, I want to make sure that you're satisfied. I'll make the choice, but I want something to go off of, right? Those are some of the dudes that, you know, learned it from a woman, versus like if Unc showed them, Unc gonna tell a man, pick somewhere to go and let her know this where we going. You know what I mean? So there's the difference. Let's go.
They broke and dusty. They just try to use women and abuse women. They get all of these attacks when it was you, ma'am, that started all of this. And so she's right. Y'all can't come through with your hand out like the Gross sisters talking about gimme, gimme, gimme. And then when the man says, gimme those cheeks, now you mad. You can't do that. So that is a reason why a lot of men are also becoming more and more secluded and backing away more and more from relationships, because a lot of the men were in the comments co-signing what she said. And I do want to highlight a few. And fellas, I know y'all are in here, so y'all let me know, do y'all agree or do y'all relate to what a lot of these people in the comments were saying? Okay, so one of the comments that I came across under this video says, this is why I'm staying single. These chicks be too far behind on their bills. So a lot of the men are under the impression that a lot of the women out there only want to date out of poverty. It's not out of love. It's not out of trying to establish a strong, healthy foundation. No, I need help with these bills. I'm broke. I messed up my life. And a lot of men are steering clear of relationships for that very reason. They don't believe y'all. They don't trust y'all. And y'all have got to do what you need to do to build back that trust. Show these men that you do have genuine and pure intentions. But yeah, a lot of the men are just like him, to where it's like, nah, she just need her bills paid. Another person says, I remember when I first started dating as an adult, that was always the first phone conversation. Example, wait a few days and call and start off good. Next thing you know, trying to figure out how I'm going to pay this light and water and phone bill or rent. Then what's crazy, if you looked out, you still got played. Oh,
I'll say this. I done paid a lot of light bills in my life. All of them was at the strip club. Is y'all stupid or what? Soon as a female texts me talking about she having money problems, I text her ass back, damn, that's crazy. What you gonna do? Fuck you talking about? What you gonna do? Fuck you talking about? What you telling me for?
the fuck? Okay. And then he says, but will tell us fellas, don't date if you broke. Oh, that's a very, very valid point. Okay. So this guy is like, I remember this from the first time I even started trying to date women seriously. You know, they would try to play it cool, like, oh, no, I really like you. And then before long, you know, she was struggling with some kind of bill. And if you just so happen to be that guy to come through and rescue her, he's saying that, yeah, she still played you. So it did not matter. Okay. And so he's also highlighting the fact that a lot of the women are hypocritical in that regard, because they would be the same ones to highlight how broke men don't need to date. Yet it's okay for her to be broke, homeless, struggling, you know, and date as many men as possible because it's the man's job and his role to save her and take care of her. Absolutely not. Will men provide for you? Will men protect you, lead you, teach you, all of that? Got you? Yes. But it is your duty and your obligation as his woman to bring balance, to bring additional stability, right? To lighten his load, not just come through with a bunch of problems that you dumping on him. That's not a relationship. That's a charity.
Hey, she preaching now. That's a charity case. Yeah,
charity
case.
And I need us as women to really fix that mindset when it comes to dating men. Stop looking at relationships like it is just this one-sided thing to where a man just takes care of everything while the woman just acts like a child.
Yeah, they think it's a stimulus package. Essentially, they treat us like we're a stimulus package, right? Like, get you a man and it comes with these said things, and if it doesn't come with these said things, that's not a man, or he's just a little, you get what I'm saying? But men who are smart and practical and efficient and purposeful, they're not really getting tricked out their position by no woman. And it's not because they never have been. It may be because they have been, right? But whatever the case may be, however you learn the lesson, whether it's an OG that give you game to save you pain, or whether you go through the pain to get the game, regardless, once you get to a certain point, you're not really going for certain tactics and manipulations and gaslights and all of that. You hear it and you don't hear it. Females talking about, oh, you must be broke. Just because you say that doesn't mean anything. Or oh, you this or you that. So man, feel how you want while I walk away. Feel how you want while I walk. I don't care. I don't care. It's a lot of men that feel like me. We done giving a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get it or you don't get it. We looking for the ones that get it. We not trying to, you know what I mean? You get it? Are you capable of getting it? Will you allow me to show it to you? Okay, then. Okay, well, then we got something to build off of. Other than that, all that you trying to tell a man what a man should be, what a man is, what a man ought to be, and I'm not a man unless I come with what your idea of what a man, save it. Save it for somebody who's still around listening. I'm walking. I'm already headed in the other direction. I can't even hear you no more. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a lot of men that feel that way. So I'm giving y'all the energy of the brotherhood right now. Niggas not dudes that got self-respect, real dignity, put some work in to become. I'm talking about the men who had to become, right? They can give you a bevy of experiences and give a young man a testimony on how this was and how that was and what they need to do. The OGs, what they call them, the old YNs or whatever. I don't know what all the terms is right now, but you see what I'm saying? Them people. The ones that's in that space, man, we not, dudes not doing that no more. That shit ain't even all that, man. Your water bill, I met you yesterday. You talking to me about your water? Why? Real talk. And then it's like, even if you a dude with a kind heart, and even if she do really like you, but she definitely on some, man, you can't even slot her properly no more. She might actually genuinely like you and be fucked up at the same time. And now you can't even see it no more because you got it for your own safety and protection. You got to look at shorty like she manipulative and using you. You got to feel like it's 2 or 3 more other joints in her phone that she kind of, you know what I'm saying, dangling from puppet strings, trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep them on a rope to try to access resources and tap in and manipulate and finesse. Like, it's a lot of women living off the finesse. They done turn finesse into a part-time job. And as men who have, had experiences with different types of women and things like that, you know how to spot them. And that shit don't work no more. But it's always gonna be a fresh green nigga walking out into the field for the first time, and he gonna catch a pop fly. So it'll always be somebody for them to finesse. They're gonna try to, until they hit that wall. But let's continue.
No, you're supposed to be complimentary to that man, adding on to him in a positive way, having value and usefulness for him. Okay. But yeah, I thought that was crazy that he said, even if you do look out for a woman, she still finds a way to play you. That's a damn shame. But again, that's why a lot of men are done. Another person says, I hate this new trick culture. And you know what? That is what is giving when it comes to dating and relationships today. It's like women are not looking for good quality men. They're looking for the biggest tricks.
Mm-hmm.
What man has the biggest bag? What man can splurge on me the most? Like Gone are the days of trying to establish genuine love and connection. Now, I'm not saying that money is not needed or stability is not needed, but a lot of the women make that the focal point and the end all be all. And then before you know it, those relationships don't last because it was not built upon anything of real substance.
Yeah.
Money comes and goes. You know what I'm saying? But real love, real respect, real support, that does not waver. You know,
She talking that shit. She talking that shit, but again, that's a married ass woman. You see that rock on her hand, so she just sound like it. She sound like a married woman, and she sound like a woman who probably knows how to weather a storm or two within a relationship and a commitment with a man. It sounds like a woman who, through some avenue, she has gained understanding of a man, of what the man is, what the male experience. She has empathy, something that a lot of, you know, modern women lack. She has empathy. Shout out to Danica. Let's go.
know what I'm saying? Like you can climb mountains with pure, genuine love and trust and respect with one another. Like money can't buy that. All right. But yeah, I just really hate how a lot of things are panning out right now to where, you know, men don't trust women and women are just trying to get over and use men. You know, another commenter says, no, for real, they don't want love. They want help. They behind on everything. Like a lot of the men are wired to already assume that a woman is just there to use him. You know what I'm saying? And we have to change that. We have got to get that turned around and back on the right path. That way we can bring back that real, genuine connection and love within our relationships, our family units, and thrive and grow. But this is not going to last and work as long as men have this thought process of women just being users, gold diggers, you know, prostitutes. That's not going to work. Okay, men are looking for genuine, pure women who would make great wives, great mothers, great support systems, great helpmeets. Like that's what it's all about. And what's really crazy is we would be the same women wagging our fingers at these men if they came through with this same broke, dusty, needy, greedy behavior. It's not acceptable on a woman either, ma'ams.
Talk.
Okay.
Talk.
But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, opinions, and feedback about this in the comment section down below. Let me know. Can you relate to anything in this?
Yeah, for sure. Let me lock in. Shout out to Danica Dope Discussions again. I'll drop a link in the description for her page so y'all could tap in with her. She got a lot of great comments. I mean, a lot of great content, and she does a great job of being balanced and holding women accountable, but also, you know, showing where men have areas of opportunity as well. And so I really appreciate her content. Shout out to her again. Another dope reaction video. Hopefully I was able to contribute to her rhetoric as well. And I know y'all enjoyed it. So again, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the like button and drop a comment of your own, whether you agree or disagree. Let's talk about it because we got to crack these codes. But if y'all don't do nothing else, you know what I need you to do. Stick to the codes. We got another class.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode.